All right. June 4th, 2026, 6 p.m. We're here in the Jernigan building for Town of Selma Town Council meeting 1 in June. Got a little load in front of us for this evening. But first, as always, we do have some special guests with us here today to kick this meeting off. We do start off with an invocation here in the town of Selma. Good meeting to have. We do have Christine Yates, Edgerton Church. Join us. Thank you so much for being here. Reverend Christine Yates serves Edgerton Memorial Methodist Church in Selma, as well as Asbury UMC in Smithfield and Lebanon UMC in Stanton. She holds a Bachelor of Arts in Religion and Christian Ministries from Campbell University and a Master of Divinity from Duke Divinity School. She and her husband Jim live in Cleveland with their 2 sons and are honored to serve in the ministry, saying incredibly good. So thank you for it. But anything else you'd like to say?
Just glad to be here. Second time here.
Yes. Thank you so much. Everybody would please.
Let us now go to the Lord in prayer. Gracious and loving God, as we come together tonight to conduct the business of our town, we ask for your wisdom and discernment. Grant the members of this council your grace to listen to one another, the integrity to make fair decisions, and the foresight to act in the best interests of all the residents. May the discussions be respectful, and may they find ways to unite us. In Jesus' holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. And then we actually have, to our surprise and delight, 2 special guests here today to lead off the Pledge of Allegiance. First, we've got Wyatt. Wyatt, come on up. Come on up. That smile. Wyatt is an upcoming 4th grader at Selma Elementary. Has been truly a joy at the school. He's kind, helpful, and friendly to all of his classmates and teachers. Wyatt's hard work and dedication shine through in everything he does. He has always put forth his best effort and continues to be a positive example to those around him. Selma Elementary is proud to have Wyatt as part of the Yellow Jacket family. Yeah, Wyatt, my man. And also, we've got Angel Santiago Orena in the building as well. Come on up, come on up. He is an upcoming 3rd grade at Selma Elementary School. He likes to play soccer and spend his time with his family most of the time. His favorite subject in school is geography. How often do you hear that? When he grows up, he wants to be a geographer. Would either of you like to say anything to the crowd? Okay, let's get to business. Absolutely. So we're going to turn and face the flag. I'm going to hold the mic for both of you here, right here. And if you just want to start speaking to the mic, we're going to follow your lead as you start off the Pledge of Allegiance whenever you're ready.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, to the republic in which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, fantastic. Stay right there. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. brings us to taking a look at an agenda. I know we have at least in addition to the business items, I believe we're going to add a 6E. It's going to be discussing a DEQ electric resiliency grant opportunity. So we'll add that in there. Is there any action needed from us on that, or is that just information?
Information.
Very good. Very good. And then I'll go ahead and add for record 9, part of the reports and recommendations, we do have an employment agreement to look at for a town manager. Any other additions or subtractions that we'd like to look at for this agenda? Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Second.
The discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Got ourselves an agenda, and that brings us into discussions and presentations. We've got the Conference of Minority Transportation Officials here with a request. Come on up to the podium and let's talk about what we got going on.
Good evening. My name is Troy Creasy. I come this evening representing the Congress of Minority Transportation Officials. Let me start off and say it is truly a privilege to be welcomed here by Honorable Mayor McAllister, the council, and the residents having us here today. And I'm joined, I'll let Casey give his own introduction here.
Casey Felder Jr. It's an honor as well. So we're glad to be here to get a chance to discuss what we're looking for to partner with Selma and Compto and them. I'm proud to say thank you, Mayor, for inviting us, as well as Jenna helped invite us to get a chance to discuss this and see how we can build a partnership.
So I want to tie this all together. What led me here to this point today, requesting to have this event here in the town. So my past history, I worked for CSX and town of Selma, state of North Carolina, was a part of my territory. So I thought it was appropriate tonight to wear my Atlantic Coastline pin as its predecessor railroad to CSX. I will say it is a pleasure to come here. My job was to resolve political, government, engineering issues within all the communities across the state of North Carolina. So it's good to actually bring good news and not be summoned to resolve an issue with the railroad. Though I am the intermediary now with the state of North Carolina in leadership with the rail division. So oftentimes I represent the cities now on the other side of the fence in resolving issues with the railroads, Norfolk Southern, CSX, and North Carolina Railroad Company when they want to participate. So I had the opportunity to join Compto. Compto's been around for 55 years. It is an organization that is simply dedicated to bringing in folks with different backgrounds as transportation professionals and getting them engaged in transportation. I always thought the mission before the organization came was one that was unique in that they really look for opportunities within communities like Selma where, you know, the attention within the transportation landscape isn't necessarily there the way it should be. So we look for opportunities to provide resources to hear from the communities to figure out what their transportation needs are. And we represent a majority of leadership from NCDOT and all the transportation agencies across the state, maybe transit agencies, and then some folks from local government as well. So 2.5 years in, after Compto was started in North Carolina as the 55th chapter, going from just someone who was the strategic partnerships chair, where I had to go to corporate partners and seek sponsorships. I've already jumped to president of the organization. So, and that just happened. This is the 10th day.
Congratulations.
President. So this is great for this to be the first official thing I'm doing within my capacity. So I'm going to let Casey talk about the race, but what I will say is Compto's been in this community before and supporting NCDOT Rail Division, NC by Train safety initiatives. A majority of the folks that are in Compto are also in NCDOT, and we have support all the way from the Secretary of Transportation down. And we have a unique relationship with Selma. So as I told you guys, I'm a railroad guy. I've been in the railroad industry my entire career. I've always knew this is what I wanted to do. And Selma is one of those unique communities that's really steeped in rail history. And it's also part of our rail future too, as we look to expand rail out towards the coast. So when we came in and brought folks from Compto into Selma, they were able to see firsthand through Railroad Day what the community was like and how it was brought together, specifically on transportation. And we thought this would be a great place, a great opportunity to have our inaugural first race and bring in folks from Johnston County, from the Raleigh area and across the state, and potentially from across the region for a friends and family walk, run 5K. It started off as just a normal 5K, and then we realized a lot of people don't actually like to run. So we've modified it several times. So you can walk, run, you can bring friends and family, and we think it's going to be a great opportunity. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Casey to talk some more about the race.
See how I can, it's a lot right there. I don't know if I can stand up to that. So, what I will say is I started out with the railroad as well, but I was on the West Coast. So this beautiful man brought me home. And so I'm with DOT, but the group that I work with is Ops and Facilities. And so I had the pleasure of working with you guys with the railroad station, which I really do appreciate how much history and what y'all actually try to put involved. And I think that's how we came to Railroad Day. I was introduced to come to Railroad Day with Compto and B-Rail Safe, and then it sparked a relationship that has blossomed into us actually having a chance to do a 5K. So the idea is the partnership with you guys, and I guess I'll get straight to the meat and potatoes, is we would like to try to see if we can partner with you guys on a 5K next year, 2027, in the springtime. Probably we were thinking the date would be May 1st. We tried to avoid any spring breaks. We know that we got spring breaks. We know we got graduations. We know that there is possible, other things that could get in the way of things. So we tried to do May 1st. If we could. The idea is when we partner with you guys, we in Compto, 100% of those, the benefits of the earnings would go to Compto, North Carolina scholarship initiatives for the students across the region. So Compto does a thing where they sponsor and give scholarships to high schoolers as well as college students that apply and try to continue to feed into transportation. And there's also sometimes a little bit outside transportation because, as you guys know, there's more than transportation than just being an engineer. So we wanted to partner, and we wanted to, which I got a couple notes, but the idea is if we partner, it'd be a potential signature, maybe an annual event, something we can do all the time. And I think the reason why we also picked May 1st is because you guys have a run, if I'm not mistaken, that you guys do in the winter time. I've been educated on. So then there's also a chance to capitalize on growth, popularity, wellness, preaching like we always do to the youth to get out there and they can actually see us walking and running. That can bring a lot more to them. Sponsorships, opportunities to bring growth and people to understand the rich history that's here at Selma. Get a chance for people to see that Selma's more than just a town on the east. I know sometimes we talk about how we should partner and bring things between Clayton, Raleigh, and Selma. Creating a brand of awareness. This is not just an organization, not just a meeting, but this is something that can be considered family, that can bring a lot of attention to togetherness, especially in the time that we're going through now. You know, we've seen a lot of struggles through our community. So then we're trying to do a diverse attraction to transportation professionals, students, local government officials, community leaders, families, run clubs, sponsorship, bringing it all together. And what's the best way to do it besides walking in and getting a chance to talk? Then connecting with mobility, health communities, trying to bring transportation all together as we do, just not the train stations, but also how we can bring in IMD so we can actually have a little bit more understanding of how transportation works in your communities, but in a fun 5K way. We try to be able to use other avenues because it's hard to keep everybody's attention. We just give a long presentation. So I'm trying to keep this as short as Creating partnerships with the town of Selma, strengthening the community engagement, and then of course supporting our goal and our mission is to try to recruit future members to bring together transportation as a whole in North Carolina. So not just, we hear about the Raleigh chapter, but we want to bring it as a whole, and we want to start somewhere and keep events going. And the last thing is just awareness of what Compto is trying to bring around Raleigh through Troy's vision, through the leadership of Compto.
Now, the only thing I'm going to add is we live in Johnson County. Our children go to school here. We go to church here. We do commute every day to Raleigh, but we come right back to Johnston County every day. We both live in Clayton nearby, so we're in Selma, we're in Smithfield all the time. So these communities actually do matter to us. What happens in Selma, what happens in Johnston County is very important to us. We are the advocates for pursuing these partnerships here and bringing our organization here because it's such an incredible opportunity. And we just look forward to what's possible. And we thank you guys for taking the time to hear from us tonight. Thank you.
So I also give you the list. I guess that's what you guys were probably on. So we did put a letter together, and some of the things that
No
we're.
need for the list.
Oh.
No need.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. You're
Okay.
good. It's a very good timing for all of this because we are actually going to discuss our event sponsorship policy today. And you did mention we have the Polar Bear Run, when we do have the Selma Railroad Days 5K as well in October. So we are actually going to have a discussion about how to make sure that we handle all of those in about the same fashion as far as our sponsorship, partnership, and putting on these events. And what we'll do is we'll kind of outline clearly what we can do based on what we're going to be doing for the other events as well. And then be ready to rock and roll and see if it's something that you can agree to. And if we can make a partnership, we'll make a partnership. Sound good?
That's exactly what I wanted to
Sounds
hear.
great.
Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Anybody have any other questions, thoughts, comments?
I had a question. How many scholarships have you awarded in Johnston County so far?
So I just became the president 10 days ago. So I was over strategic partnerships, and what I will say, that was not my role within Compto. So we've only given out 4 scholarships ever for the state, and those 4 did not go to Johnston County. However, we only had, at that time, we didn't have any budget. We have a much more substantial budget now, and the event itself will raise, it's timed in such a way where we'll have more scholarship opportunities. It's going to be a focus to make sure we're getting outside of Wake County, getting outside of Mecklenburg County, and providing those opportunities. And we will be taking a hard look at Johnston County for those scholarship opportunities.
And also to add, so with the events, you guys know, of course, we'll have an event calendar and plan a little bit more. So things will be a little bit ahead of time so people will have an understanding what we're getting into so it can raise more money, more awareness, and be able to give out more scholarships.
And of course, with any agreement that we make in a partnership, we'd certainly have caveats related to the scholarship, reporting, things like that. So
Of course.
that would certainly be part of the discussion to Councilman Watson's question.
Yes, complete transparency.
Absolutely.
And your organization's based out of,
So the headquarters of the organization is based out of Arlington, Virginia, and the local chapter is based out of Raleigh.
Any other questions? Cool. We'll reach out. We'll certainly, once we get through our conversations about how we structure everything, particularly for next year's events. In fact, we're actually going to look at next year's event calendar as well. Hopefully, before we publish that near the end of the year, we'll have you on it.
Thank you so
Sounds
much.
good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. All right. Business, you got a budget amendment to look at. Great.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Katie Taylor, the Finance Director. We have on the agenda tonight a large budget amendment. The budget was adopted for this calendar or for this fiscal year last year about this time. And when it was adopted to do things a new way for salaries and benefits that are allocated in between departments. After the budget was adopted and started to get put into the system, former staff realized that the system would not work with how they wanted to do it. And so they just kind of went back to doing it the way that they used to do it. So what we have here in front of us is a large adjustment to just correct that in our system. Because it was put into the system the old way, but the budget was adopted the new way and the system couldn't handle that. We need to make those corrections to the budget that was adopted.
Out of curiosity, does our software system produce this report for you, or do we have to manually enter this in?
We have to manually produce the
That's what I
report.
thought. I was looking through it, I'm like, okay, get them.
I can pull some reports that kind of give the general ledger number and the description, but I kind of have to do the math and
I saw the first page, I was like, oh, and then I kept scrolling, and I'm like, very, very nice. And it's very well put together, very easy to read, so thank you very much.
thank you.
So each of the numbers we see at the bottom of these columns are individual amendments.
So each line item is moving something from one place to another within the budget. But if you'll notice, and there's separate numbers for each department. So each department is in its own section of the amendment. And if you'll notice, the bottom line item, the adjustment comes out to 0 because everything's kind of staying.
So we're not.
The total budget is the same. We're
Right,
not
yeah.
increasing the budget at all. We just need to move some line items
Gotcha, okay.
because
I
the
was-
software could not handle what they wanted to do.
I was looking at the numbers going, wait a minute. Okay, gotcha. So we're not changing the money, it's
That's correct.
moving the pocket.
That's correct.
Take some time to look over it, because it's quite a bit. In just a nutshell, what we're looking at, this was mainly adjustments to how salaries are allocated throughout our entire budget.
I think the goal was to have them paid back between departments. But the software, but these are revenues. And the software wouldn't handle, put in a negative revenue, like if the water department owed back for part of salaries, it wouldn't handle that.
And I frankly like it this way.
Yeah.
Did we have any other questions for Ms. Taylor? Do I have a motion to approve budget amendment number 8?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion further? This is a lot of work, buddy. Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
very much appreciate all of you there. I know that your head was in this as well. I appreciate, this is a lot of work to make sure that we cross our Ts and dot our Is at the end of a budget cycle. So thank you very much. Motion is second on the table. All those in favor? Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, that annual events discussion we were talking about. Yes, yes.
This is your first look at the 2027 events calendar that we go through every year. We're not asking for approval this tonight, just to show you and get some feedback. Obviously, at the same night, we may have another event put up here in this break. Couple things, to point out, you'll see the additions, last one, so Santa Train has been asked for a long time. We'll be trying to have that this year.
Thank you.
Working hard on that, so we want to add that one in. Everything else is from, it's basically repeated this year. Being set up work well, so we'll be glad to hear any feedback you may have. I think Jenny mentioned she'd love to have this hammered out by September.
Certainly, I think as mentioned, reach out to the toy folks to see if they are already considering the card show conversation for next year. on a nomenclature piece, as we're talking about 5K runs, we've got the Polar Bear Run, the Railroad Days 5K. I do want us to, as far as naming these things, and maybe consider a cool name to go with anything else we might add. Make sure that we're putting in, you know, the name of the run and then somehow note what it's benefiting. So, you know, you've got Selma Railroad Days 5K benefiting the Boys and Girls Club. The Polar Bear Run, I don't know if we figured out who that might be benefiting for this particular year, but the Polar Bear 5K Run benefiting so on and so forth. So I do want us to look at that nomenclature piece there. Council, we have anything else that's listed before us? We got a lot of stuff going on throughout the year. Thanks for the look. All right, good to go. Sponsorship agreement. Piece of events and all the fun stuff in town, so.
So I was asked to take a look at an agreement for, just like what we just talked about. The county done a little bit all over the place, in the past, very loose, and be consistent, and, agree beforehand exactly what it is, we're providing, what they're providing. So this is our first shot at it, and just looking for feedback. See if you're ready to move forward with something similar to it, legalese in it, whatever.
I do know we need to probably we need to definitely throw some legalese in it. But this is the general idea. This is what we're doing for you. This is what you put in, this is what we put in. And if there's anything that needs to be paid to the town of Selma, it's spelled out plainly up front. With that, I do think we need to legalese it to say that logistics, marketing, things like that do need to run through the town of Selma if the town of Selma's name is going to be on it. Certainly can't just expect people to run loose and put a town of Selma logo on something and then not understand what is being marketed to the public. So I do think we need some real clear information about how we will handle the putting on of events going forward. So if legal can sort through what would be good to protect the town of Selma. Thank you. Basic idea is great. What else do we have, council, in this conversation? All right. Moving right along. We have a customer service policy amendment related to pennies. Pennies. Who's telling us about pennies?
Really not. You know,
She just put it to me, I'm sorry.
did you stick an E in there also for that? At the beginning? If not, I'm okay. I mean, I thought we.
Oh, no, we got an E after D.
That's the D.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got.
Okay.
So, Ian Katie came to us a while back, we probably all heard on the news that pennies are going out of business, so they're gonna quit printing them. Didn't really put a lot of thought in that, started seeing that in stores that, sorry, we don't have any pennies, can't make the exact change. Well, that just hit us, and so, we've been informed by our banks that we will be no longer have pennies. So we did already have one shortage that she got a little bit, early last week, so we're not completely out of pennies, we got about 300, so, not pennies. But what we have been doing, if we ran out, just, we had to fix something that day, we rounded it to the customer's favor. This policy, you get deeper if you want to, will round up, to the nearest nickel, that's what, most towns that have already done this are doing. And then there would be a if it's 3 cents or what have you, obviously, if I sent, just 4 cents, I guess, but the worst case scenario, it's not a huge deal, but one thing it is a big deal is for their books. 4 cents, big deal in the account world. So this would also have it on paper that, they're not going to be dealing with money every day. They may be a few cents short.
What a strange and interesting problem. Any questions about the penny policy?
Mayor, would like to add the last word on page 18 of 28 in the agenda should be town and not county. On the last page of the amendment to the policy.
Sure we can't just make the county pay for it? I didn't say that. Very cool. Thank you very much. Thank you. Anything else? All right, with that noted amendment to what is on paper, do I have a motion to approve the penny policy?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Cool. Thanks for getting ahead of that before we ran out of those 300 pennies.
Better cash mine in.
That's right. Hey, if anybody's got any left over, I'll take them all day. E.
All right, I hate to bring this to you, you know, at a short notice, but we're on a deadline. This just came to us, Tuesday. But, there is the EQ grant, it's got a real long name, but it's basically just electric resiliency grant. There is $9 million that is dedicated to small, agencies, power agencies like us. So George would like us to pursue that, but we're on a very tight deadline, that's why I wanted to mention it to you tonight. The application is due June 24th. So, you know, good way, we're already looking at what is available, what could, we're obviously not asking you to approve anything, we just are asking for you to allow us to apply. We're looking to get this grant, I'll just come back to you guys, and we have more details of the rules of the grant, because they just got emailed to us about 5 o'clock, 5:30, something like that today. So, you know, we'll look at it and see if it's worth our while, what the match is. But, if it is, probably might see you toward the end of the month, so, it's that permission to pursue, if it's something that we bring back.
You want to tacit rock on? Anybody have any problems with us pursuing some money?
No.
Comes back to you, just approves.
Very cool. Awesome. Thank you
Thank you.
guys for,
Appreciate that.
thank you for being willing to attempt something at such short notice. A lot of times something like this might not have come before council. So you guys are on top of it. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, and that brings us into the consent agenda, which has approval of minutes from 2026 5/7 and some items to surplus from the police department. Any questions about anything on the consent agenda?
I was gonna, if I can I ask something about let me go back to it real quick. Hold on a second. My fault. 7B. If we're gonna surplus something and another town close to us could use that equipment, can we work a deal that we surplus it or we work it out with them if they need it? We talked a little bit today.
Statute wise, is there any concern there, or does it have to go through a bid process?
I'm not aware of any bid procedures. I know we are authorized to surplus and donate to other nonprofits and government entities. I can touch base with legal to make sure that we cross all the T's and dot all the I's, but that is an option.
Hey,
Cause I know right now,
We're allowed to sell trash, and you know, but we're allowed to sell trash, donate. Donate does have to go through council. It's not just available to us. After the surplus.
It's always called a donation when those assets are moved between
I was
agencies.
explaining to William today, and y'all can relate to this. When we donate when we surplus turn here, that smaller equipment really doesn't have to go to y'all, but since we're trying to donate it to the college or the triple S class, that's why I come to y'all, and that'd be the same situation there.
okay,
rock and roll. So that note that we'd like to see an effort to make sure we get those to our local communities. All right, very cool. Anything else? Looking at the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
so moved.
So,
All those in favor?
uh,
Consent agenda, good to go. Council member report and recommendations, Councilman Overby.
I just appreciate for everybody that came out. Weather's getting hot. And looks like it's cooling's gonna be far away for some time now though, so. But, I appreciate all the things that are going on around town. There's a lot of work going on around town. Just be patient. It'll come to an end sooner or later because we're trying our best to upgrade a lot of stuff here, so thank you.
Whitley.
That's right. A lot of work's going on, but I appreciate seeing everybody tonight. And I hope everybody has a good weekend. We're close enough.
Councilman Watts.
Thank y'all for being here.
And I said, thank everybody for being here also, because, it's good when we look out and see some people in the audience that realize that there are people in this town that really care about what goes on in this town. And what better way than was when it's time to come in, hear us in person, at least online, but at least you showed the effort to come out, at least being here with us tonight. So we appreciate you guys, because at least you guys came here in person, so that's a little bit more effort to help you about to say, thank you.
And with that, we do have a little bit of business to look at a employment agreement, which we've had a glance at previously on our last special council meeting. Had a couple of minor adjustments that were asked to be made to it. Employment agreement for Fire Chief Bill McDaniel from the town manager of the town of Selma. We've looked over the agreement. I believe the changes have been made that were requested. Legal, you've had a chance to peruse it.
Yes, it's been better.
Absolutely. Make the aforementioned requested changes. Exciting time here in Selma. Anybody have any questions further about this agreement? Spots that we did look at, and I believe the appropriate information has been added as requested. This agreement would stipulate employment beginning July 1, 2026. I have a motion to approve this employment agreement for Philip McDaniel as the town manager of the town of Selma.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good to go.
Do I need to, because I don't agree with the election cycle, do I need to name?
Yes, if you don't want to approve the agreement.
A name for me, please.
Okay. All right. Very good. July. Got an agreement approved.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. Hey, look, come July, we'll have a bigger discussion and make sure that we talk about the man who's been doing some serious work in this community for a long time. We very much appreciate you. Very much so. Other stuff we got going on. Of course, you have your ETJ Advisory Board vacancies. Do go online. Make sure that we get an effort to get some of our ETJ folks involved in what's happening in the town of Selma. Beautification awards. We have some beautiful signage made up for those things. You're going to want one in your yard in front of your business. We have that coming up for appearance in August, quarterly in August. So in August, we're looking to get some beautification awards out. So nominate your favorite place, your favorite residence, your favorite business around the town of Selma. Wells and water main construction. We were talking about all the work going on around Selma. Rayford Street should be done in about 2 to 3 weeks, right? 2 to 3 weeks. So with that being said, we're getting there. I know going over those rocks gets a little annoying, but it's for great upgrade to the town of Selma. The All-American Festival is June 29th, 2026, 6 to 9 p.m. and it's going to be at the former location of the old North State Food Hall on JR Road. So all that beautiful corner around Eastfield, over there at the Tech Building, where the Denny's is, where the new Wawa's being built, that is where our All-American Festival will be this year. So we need to make sure we shout it from the rooftop that that is happening. And of course, we will then do fireworks downtown July 4th. Ooh, I didn't know that. On the Border is going to be, oh my gosh, On the Border is going to be performing at the All-American Festival on June 29th, 2026. So come on out, gang. Come on out. Summer camps are open for registration, so please do get your youth age 7 to 14 signed up for summer camps, and fall sports registration from 6 and under to 18 and under is open for football. Oh, I'm sorry, for soccer, and then football, I believe we do, is it 13 and under?
Yes, sir.
Football. So those are open. I believe we have cheerleading open as well. So get everybody signed up. Signed up, signed up, signed up. Otherwise, we do have a lot going on in Selma. Don't think it's any surprise to anybody that we have a staff that is getting themselves run ragged in this community. So when you see these folks around town, when you see these folks in the streets doing their work, digging the holes, picking up the trash, you see them pushing the paper and the pencil. Think about a town the size of 7,000 people with the problems of a town the size of about 40,000 people. I want you to keep that in mind when we're having our interesting conversations on Facebook, Instagram, your TikToks, whatever kids do these days. Bear in mind what we have to deal with on a daily basis, because some of the foolishness gets old, and these people deserve respect. These people deserve your utmost support as we build a bigger, badder, better self. We got any closed session? Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?